You are supposed to know more than your child. You have been put here on the earth and has been on the earth longer than your child. So if your child was from 0 and now your child is 18, you need to ask yourself, what have you been doing for 18 years while that child has been growing up? Because there's no way a child's supposed to, not no way, because life is life. A child gets to a certain age and then asks you a question that existed within these 18 years and you don't know the answer. Now you're not supposed to know everything. So your kid might ask you, how do we get to space? You don't supposed to know that. But you are supposed to know, has someone ever been to space before? If I was to ask the adults in here, who's the first person to go to the moon? If I asked a kid here, they would answer me that. But why is this? It's because we need to come out of our shell of A, thinking we know it all, and we are the bosses. We're the parents, it goes our way. Or B, which is very important, being embarrassed, or being egotistical, or being so against it that don't ask me questions. I don't need to learn. I don't need to know. Whereas the reason why I brought you here today is for this conversation. Do you know how long I've actually been trying to think of how to do this conversation? It's so hard for me. It is so hard for me because feelings are going to be hurt. Because truth is going to be told. Because reality is reality. So I got a new saying over the last 2 years, knowledge don't lie. People do. Am I lying, man? Knowledge don't lie. People do. So everyone always says stuff. But when you know if it yes or is it no, is it black or is it white? That's it, it's so simple. Just like my mentor told me, you can't misquote silence. Let that sink in. You can't misquote silence. So it's all of these studies that I'm thinking, wow. I've been trying to help my parents of my community for many years. I've run a children's holiday club for 10 years. Now, many people couldn't fathom or understand, why do you run a children's holiday club? Why do you do that? Let me take you through a quick journey. When I wanted to become a business owner or an entrepreneur, I had nobody to teach me. So I was very advanced, had nobody to teach me. So I vowed to say, when I make it, I'm going to be the person to be able to teach people. Cool. The first person you want to teach is who? Who is the first person you would want to teach if you got knowledge? Your family. The hardest people in the world to teach. Now, why do you think they're the hardest people in the world to teach? Because this is real feelings here today. Why do you think they're the hardest people to teach? They think they know it all? How about they think they know you all? You've never been intelligent. Like the first people you care about, innit? You want to teach them. Then I went to my friends and I want to teach my friends. And then I realized that my friends and family don't want to learn from me because I come from the same place as them, but I actually don't look like I've got 10 times more than them. So they would more focus on people who look like they got 5 and 10 times more than them. So I'm thinking, I can't teach you to start your own business. I can't teach you to do that. I can't teach you, because you're why? You're stuck in your ways. And this is where parents are failing our children. So they're not just your children, because anyway they're not. We can get deep into that if you want. Can you go into the school and take your child out of school? Let's talk facts here. Not without being arrested, not legally. So when we get to the knowledge that I understand what I know, it's not guessing. I know why I've built things. Because I've studied things for years and I thought, whoa, but that's not right. What do you mean I can't take my kid out of school? Like, we need to go to a hospital. We need to go on holiday. No. You can't just go into the school and take a kid out. That's not your kid. From the birth certificate, from the benefits, okay, that's a whole nother story. But let's just wheel it back in terms of, as a parent, you want the best for your child. So now you're saying, do I know enough to pour into my child so they can go out there and be prepared? Bear with me that I'm going to jump from things to things. You know why? This whole situation's really close to my heart. This whole situation's really based around my whole life. So I've just remembered and gone back. It's about Kids Club. Why did I do Kids Club? Big people are too hard of hearing, they're too stuck in their ways. So I said, do you know what? I'm going to go lower. And I'm going to teach these. How long have I been teaching you? About 5 years. I'm going to teach them younger. Do you know why? They haven't got no stigma towards me. They haven't got no I know stuff. All I need to do is give them trust, give them connection, and then they'll listen to me, and then they'll believe in me. Whatever happens when they go home, that's another thing. That's the reason why I've now got connections with parents. Why? Because I realized I was sending these children who I'm teaching back home to their what? Their parents. The parents who think different. The parents who thinking, I don't want your Dexter say, man. Just go to school, go to college, and just get a good job. So it was hard for me to, so I'm thinking, it's taken me 10 years. Remember I told you my knowledge comes from experience. I've run this holiday club for 10 years. Do you know what my observation's been in 10 years? This is the harsh truth. I know whose children are likely to make it. I know whose children are likely not to make it. I know whose children will probably end up going left and whose children will probably end up going right. What do you have to save your child right now from that happening? I can help you. Since Kids Club's been open 10 years, so that is in 2013. 2014, the winner of that year is my little cousin TJ. Yeah? TJ is 23 or 4 right now. So I'm telling you, any child from the age of 23 down to 8 years old that's attended this club, 97 or 8% of them are in a positive place right now. Thank you, man.
Alright.